So I think the most impactful stories that I've worked on haven't been massive statewide impacts. When I was at the Aiken Standard, for example, this was a very hyper-local story, but we wrote about ice storm debris being left on the ground after the 2014 ice storm, and people were trying to point the finger at who was responsible for picking up this ice storm debris. And while that is an incredibly small example of a story, it had so much impact because everybody cared about it. They were driving over it when they would, leave their homes, and they would see it all the time, and it was affecting the economy and tourism and things like that. And that wound up being one of the first stories that I ever did where I had to file a public records request, where I had to go head to head with the then city manager over why the city was picking up the storm debris and not the state picking up the storm debris. But that taught me a lot about how to be a better, more aggressive reporter. Another story that I'm particularly proud of covering the State House is that the Senate did not, at a certain point, it did not have a sexual harassment policy at all. And while that might not sound like weird, it was very unique that this chamber did not have any kind of rules dictating that is not appropriate behavior. And so we were able to get the Senate to, for the first time, draft a sex harassment policy. And so again, very small, but I was very proud about that because oftentimes we reporters don't do this to necessarily make change. And so when we do see something, a result after our reporting, it can be a bit of a humbling experience to know that we were, in some very small way, a part of that.